This video mainly explains how to deploy Comfy UI using the GPU Instance product on Novita AI, covering the steps of configuring authentication for a private image repository, creating a template, and creating an instance. For Comfy UI, it also includes instructions on how to launch models, download and install components, and perform inference. For the image repository, we'll use Docker Hub as an example, but AWS or GitHub can also be used. In the repository, you can see the configuration of the authenticated token. Set the permissions to read and write. After configuring the authentication, it needs to be applied to Novita AI. Add this token to Novita's container configuration, which allows multiple pieces of information from repositories like GitHub or others to be set up. After completing this part of the configuration, create a new template. Since Comfy UI only requires a basic runtime environment without other external dependencies, you only need to use the image. Note that the image and account must match one-to-one. There is no need to configure other startup parameters. For port configuration, follow Comfy UI's standard and set it to 8188. After that, you can deploy the service. Once the deployment is completed, click on port 8188. At this point, the service cannot function yet because Comfy UI has not been launched or initialized. Enter the container and perform some basic configurations. After launching and confirming that it works correctly, you can access Comfy UI's default workflow. However, when you attempt to run inference, it will not work because the required model is missing. You'll need to download the model and some related tools. The model's address is hosted on Hugging Face. Simply copy the address and download it. After the download is complete, restart the service. You'll see that inference is now functioning properly. Next, let's explain how to install a custom node. Add the installation address here, clone it into this directory, and then restart Comfy UI. You'll see a notification indicating the new plugin has been installed. Refresh the page to confirm whether the Comfy UI Manager has been successfully installed. You should see that it has been installed correctly. After stopping the GPU instance operation, you can save the image. When the job runs, you'll see the instance being processed, and the image is being saved. During the saving process, you only need to retain the startup command and do not need additional instructions. Other parameters can remain as default with the port unchanged. Then create a new template and deploy it to complete the process.